OMG. I completely... Back. Okay, like I said, it is experimental. There was no sound. I forgot to turn on the mic. And I see it's quite loud, so let me turn it down a little bit. Did people... Mick is asking questions about Medium. YouTube. Okay, so, oh my... Okay, back, all the way back. I forgot to turn on the microphone. Okay, so in this video, I'm streaming from home. I'm going to go through the stroke order of all the Korean letters. And as you might have seen before, I'm trying to promote these keychains, which right now we cannot give away because we only give them away at seminars. So you have to attend the seminar, and then there's only 50 of them. So they will not be available in our web shop, but when we do seminars, I hope people will want them. So in this video, okay, it's going to be experimental, as you already figured out. I'm going through the stroke order. So yesterday we did 6 letters already. Giok, Nian, Digut, Riel, Mium, Biot. Today I'm going through both consonants and vowels, so all 24 letters, and I will try to show you how it's done. So let's start over again, back to the draw screen. This is the Mium from before, but I have to erase that one and start over. So the first letter is Giok, and the sound of Giok is G. So it's like a soft J. If in English, if you write the word good, it starts with a G, and then it sounds like G. So it's not a K, not a hard K. So when you, for example, when you say Hapkido, then it's not Hapkido, but it's Hapgido. So you have to like make that K softer, more write it like a G actually, or that sounds like a G. And yesterday we saw it starts at the top here, and then we go down. And this is quite square, and what you often see when people write it, it just becomes something like this. So this is the Giok, G. The next letter, it was first Neriobegi, because you always have to start, when possible, in the upper left-hand corner, and then we have to go down, and then we're going to the right. So this is the Nian, or the N. Sounds just like our N. Nian. And then the next one, so that's Digut. It starts with a block in our case, and then we write the letter Nian with it. So it's like an upper hand block, and then again have to start left upper hand corner, go down, and then go to right. So this is the letter Digut. So, and it sounds a bit like our D. Just say it's like our D, but if it's at the end of a syllable, it's more like a T that you swallow. So let me see, 1, 2. Then the next one was Riel, the R. So or at the beginning of a syllable, it's an R, and at the end of the syllable, it's an L. I will later at the end of the video go into like how you can construct syllables with these letters, but this is not a course in Korean, it's a course in Hankumdo. So the Riel starts like a K, and then we make Supyeongbegi, and then we have to go back again a little bit down here. And then yesterday we saw when we did it, we make like this is like round sword, bringing the sword back, and then making the rest of the letters. So this is the letter Riel, R or L. Next one, Mium. So that's the M. It was like the 3 basic strikes. So we start here, M. Then we make Pikyobegi, although this doesn't look like Pikyobegi, but I will explain it later. And then Supyeongbegi to the right. So this is the letter M. So and then, like I said, people say, hey, but why do we have Pikyobegi? When Korean people write it like cursive 1, and then they will not go 1, 2, no, they will usually do something like this and then. So you can see it something like sometimes like this. You go, huh, is that a letter M? Like for me, it took me a while to get used to reading written Korean instead of just like the letters that you usually see. Sometimes it can even be something like this, and then that's the M. Okay, next one, biep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is biep. But when we write it, we say, okay, 1, 2, and then we do the stab here, and we continue into a supyeongbegi. So this is our biep. So these are the letters that we did yesterday night. So now we'll continue to a new letter. It's the shiot. The S, it starts here at the top, it goes down, and then here. So this letter shiot. It's like our S. Next one, ion. This is a little bit more complicated letter. It's actually just a circle, and sometimes you see it with like a little one. It's like letters like a little what is it, like little point sticking out. This letter has two sounds. At the start of the syllable, it's silent, so it doesn't make any sound. If it's at the end of a syllable, it becomes the ng sound. So like when you in English say ring, yeah, then at the end it's like ng. So this sound, that's at the end. Okay, next one, j. 1, 2. It's like the English J, and for Dutch people, it's not the Dutch J, because like in English, if you write joy, then you say j, joy. So it's the j sound, and not our Dutch J is actually what is pronounced as a Y. Okay. Then the next sounds, we call them the aspirated sounds, and they are usually variations of letters that we did before, but when you pronounce them, air is leaving your mouth. So we had the j sound, then the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks quite similar, just with this little added thing on top. So this would be j, and then this would be ch. So if you keep your hand in front of your mouth, so if I keep my hand in front of my mouth, so this is like j. Now I don't feel any air against the palm, but if I say ch, then I should feel the air leaving my mouth to my palm. So the aspirated sounds that follow, when you pronounce them, air should be leaving your mouth. Back to the draw screen. Okay. So let me erase these first. So the ch sound, chiet. So here 1, and then you follow up with the rest of the letter. And when we make the strike later today, it is. Yeah? So we do like this becomes a stab. Then we make a pikkyabegi, and we follow up with another pikkyabegi. Okay, kyuk. So that's a variation of the first letter g. So we 1, 2, but again, it's like always the same letter, but something added to it. So this is the k sound. So again, this is like the first letter of my name. This really is the sound of our K. So k. Yeah? Again, hold your hand in front of your mouth, say k, and then you should feel the air leaving your mouth. And so this one, so the writing order is actually 1, 2, and then this, I believe, and not what is it? 1, 2, and then this. But when we do it, let me erase these. So we start with a stab, and then we make the other one. Let me check that real quick. 1, 2, 2. Yes, the official writing order is 1, 2, but when we make the technique, we start with this one. That's like a stab, and then we continue into here. Then tiet. It looks like our letter E. And I was just doing it. So again, like sometimes our stroke order or our strike order differs a little bit from the stroke order. So the way we do it with the sword differs from the official way that you would do it when you're doing it with the pen. When you're writing, so you're actually first write the diget, and then we add this one. So it looks like our letter E, but it's tiet, so it's a T. So here's a capital T. That's the sound it made. But again, at the end of a syllable, you swallow the T a little bit for your pronunciation. But you can forget that. That's out of the scope of this video. After the T, then we get the piep. So again, that's a P. And this one starts here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is piep. But when we make it, we actually do a little bit like 1, and then 2, 3. It's not correct. So here maybe we do more like 1, 2, 3, 4. What we do, we make a very round like giok, and then we bring the sword here's like up. Well, okay, this doesn't make any sense. I will show you, so that's not tonight but tomorrow. Just remember that piep is like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the official piep. Okay, the last consonant is the hiet, so that's our H. 1, 2, and then a circle. So this is how you write the letter H, and you're probably familiar with it because it's the first letter of, well, Hankumdo, Hangido, Hapkido, Hangimuye. It all starts with this letter. And when we do it, we start with a stab, then we make a block, then we make a stab again, and we continue into the circle. So this becomes the hiet. Then it's on to the what is it? Vowels. Let me pick another color for that. But this seems like a nice color. Okay. The first vowel is A, down, up. So these are quite simple, and I explained before is that the vowels are based on the principle chunji in. So actually you should see it more as like 1 and then a dot next to it. So this is the A. And then when I make the ya, 1, it has 2 dots. And then the next one, there we start with the dot, and we go to this side. So that's O. And then another dot, that would be ya, but better if you say, okay, dot, dot, and then add this one. As I said, the vowels are very simple to write. Let me do that. So we've got the A, ya, O, and yo. Remember, those are standing vowels, so they stand up straight. And then the next ones, I call them lying vowels, not because they lie, but because they're lying down. So the first one, 1, 2, this is O. It's like our O, but our O is usually like a little bit longer. So O. So it's Hapkido. Yeah, Hankumdo, not Hapkido. So don't make the O too long. And if you want 1, 2, so that would be the O, and then you guessed it, this will be the Yo. Or 1, 2, 3. So when you write it, you usually make like a little, a downward motion. You don't actually dot on the paper, although I'm sure that some people who do calligraphy will do it. And then we've got the U, that 1, 2, or if you want to do it with a dot like this. And then we have the U, 1, well, not that hard, U, or if you want it with dots, 1, 2, U. And then at the end, really all the way at the end, we have the two most simple vowels. One is the sound, so that's just a horizontal line, and so it's also just Supyang Baggy. And then we have the E sound, this is E, so that's a straight up line. And then so when we, let me go back to the standing and the lying vowels again. So the standing ones, this is A, Ya, O, Yo, and then E would be part of that as well. And then let me pick another nice color. How about green? So we've got the O. I hope I have enough space. Yo, U. I have to make this one a little bit longer. U, and where am I going to put it? The So the blue ones are the standing vowels, and then the green ones are the ones that lie down. And then there is one very, very special vowel, one that even a lot of Koreans don't know about. It is just the single dot. So that's a letter that's not in use anymore. And also we're not 100% sure of what the sound is, but you see it like when we write Han, what? Like H, let me make that a little bit. Ooh, so this is the H. And then the N would be here. So this A, we use it when we write Hangido, Hankumdo, or Hangimuye. We use this archaic letter A. The name is Are, if you want to know. So that would be just a dot, like I said. So you've got the dot and the vertical line and the horizontal line, and with these you can make all the vowels. So there used to be a vowel that was just the dot, but it's not in use anymore. It's archaic, but you will sometimes see it back. Well, in our martial art, for example. So let me erase that. So now we had all the letters. I'm going to write them all down. I have to shrink my brush a little bit. And let me change the color again. No purple. Okay, this one. So Giok, Nian, Diget, Real, Miem, Biep, Shiat, Iang, Jiet, Chiet, Kirk, Tiet, Piep, and Hiet. If you want the correct pronunciation, ask a Korean, not me. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All 14 of them. So these are the consonants or the consonants. I never know which pronunciation is correct. Probably a difference between English and American. And then which color am I going to pick? Red. So A, Ya, O, Yo, O, Yo, U, U, then and E. These are the vowels. My computer is really starting to make a lot of noise because this takes a lot of CPU power from my little MacBook. And okay, I was going to talk a little bit about how to create syllables. So let's write Hankumdo. It's the here, okay, and then I said the A is a standing vowel, so it stands next to it, and then the N is the pachim, is like the lower one, is below, and then K, O, Gom, so the M again, but then when we write Do, the O is a lying vowel, so that one is below the first letter. So here it says Han, Gom, Do. Let's write another word. Let me see. Can't really think of something. Okay, Gagom. It's like the aluminum sword. K, Ga, and then Ka, Gom. Or we can make Chingam, so the real sword. Jin, Gom. What else do we have? Okay, let's write Chongguan, the name of our school. Chong, so here the NG sound, Chong. Mu, and then Guan, and you think, hey, there's a W sound. How do they do this? They do that by combining some vowels. You get like diphthongs, so like a combination of two vowels to make a new sound. So it's G, and then if you O and A together, O-wa becomes Wa. So this Kwa, and then I have to add the N for Guan, Chongmu Guan. And there are a lot of those diphthongs, so those combinations. I'm not going through them all, but you can, for example, combine the A and the E, and it becomes E, or the U, and the O combined becomes Wo. So if I do K, U, and then N, U, so it says Guan, which means fist. So there's a lot of these diphthongs, but again, that's really out of, that's not the scope of this video. Online, there's a lot of information you can find about the Korean language. So if you're interested, please do that. And maybe we can do a follow-up video once if people really are interested. This is it for today. So now you know the stroke order of the letters, and so you should be able to start writing Korean already. Here I am again. So with this video, if you practice it a little bit, take a piece of paper, follow what I did, you can write all the 24 letters of the Korean alphabet. And like I said many times before, if you know how to write it, it makes it a lot easier to do the strikes with the sword as well. Okay, so already like half an hour, so it's going quite well. If you have any questions, ask me. If you want better pronunciation, ask Kosewan or Master Yang. Well, let me do one thing, because I think that's kind of important. It's the young sound. So like I said, so if I want to write a young, for example, so here it says yang. So this one here is silent, but that's because the syllables, so they say like the consonants are, I think, are and then the other one is yang, or the other way around. So you got like the yin yang thing, and a syllable should always consist of both. So if you just want to say ah, for example, you cannot just write ah. That would be wrong. There should be a consonant as well. So in this case, you start with a consonant, but it's a silent one, and then you would add this. So ah. So if you want to write the word ah, you need the silent consonant at the beginning. But then if you would add one at the bottom, so that's ng, now it says ang. So you've got certain words. Let me see. If you take for example, so you would say, oh, it's just and no, impossible. They should start with the silent young. So here it says So sometimes you will see this one at the beginning, but then it is silent. You don't hear anything. But if it's at the end, so the word for river, gang, ka with ng. So here this one is pronounced like ng. Well, I hope you can read that one. So this concludes my first Korean tutorial ever. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it makes things a little bit clearer for you. I hope the sound was good. Again, you can use it for future reference. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I did. See you tonight at 6. And stay safe. Wash your hands.